everybody, and welcome back to the O Show podcast, episode 461. Always bet on Jack and Zach, presented by BetOnline.ag. Sign up for that 50% bonus using the promo code capital BLEAV50 for your 50% bonus. And right off the bat, I got to get it right out of the way, Zach. We're in your living room, sitting on your couch, petting your dog Melvin. Our UFC 269 takes.
Oh, we're doing that first? Okay.
Did not age well. And I want to apologize right out of the get-go to get this out of the way so that there isn't a giant elephant in the room. We'll play one of the snippets that I made. They won't. Amanda Nunes is by far the baddest bitch in Ultimate Fight. Oliveira's the champ, but not for long, because at UFC 269, Dustin Diamond Poirier is going to dump all that barbecue sauce all over Oliveira in that octagon, and he is walking out the lightweight champion of the UFC for the first time in his career. Did not age well at all on social media.
No, it was only the Oliveira versus Poirier over-under, not the fight itself, but the over-under on round count was the only thing either of us were correct about.
Yes, but still dead wrong.
Yeah,
Pena,
so
congratulations.
Wow. Amazing. I would argue greatest upset in the history of UFC. I mean, with at least odds, mathematically it was. You could argue some other bigger ones, but that's up there, like Mount Rushmore upsets in the sport.
Yeah, I can't think of any off the top of my head, so I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Right. So now that we got that out of the way, let's move on to our next segment where I beat you once again.
Okay, let's do that.
In the predictions.
Much closer.
Oracle.
You barely beat me this time, but we were both above 50% this week. So in our NFL picks, like I said, we already talked about being better at UFC, but in our NFL picks, the Oracle was 7 of 13, and there was dispute on whether he was 7 of 14 or 8 of 14, but we decided to give it to him. King Richard was 8 of 14, which makes him about 2.6% better this week.
2-0. 2-0, baby. It wasn't quite the 10% charge I had last week.
No.
But I pulled through. I pulled through in the clutch like I always do. 2-0. Gonna move to 3-0 this week with our picks. You want to start off with your first pick?
All right, I guess I will start off my first pick. The Las Vegas Raiders plus 5.5 at the Cleveland Browns. And I think the Browns are balancing back a little bit, and the Raiders are just in free fall. So I'm predicting that Browns win by at least 6. Raiders do not cover that spread, and I'm going the over at 42.
You're going to go the over at 42 in that game, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to double down. I will give you the over at 42.
Okay, and do you think the Raiders cover? Or you with me, the Raiders don't cover that spread?
I don't think the Raiders are going to cover the spread. I think they've been too inconsistent still. I mean, again, Derek Carr has all the potential in the world to be one of the best, if not the best quarterback in the AFC, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And it just hasn't lived up to the hype. So I'll take the spread, or I won't take the spread, but I will take the over at 42.
All right. Oh, agreement on that one.
I'll let you do your second pick.
Oh, second pick?
What? I'm going to be generous because I've been really bad over the past few weeks. I still feel bad about my UFC 269 takes that I'm just going to let you roll through.
All right. So, the Patriots plus 2.5 underdogs at Indianapolis taking on the Colts. I am picking the Patriots not just to cover, but to win and get the road slight upset on the Colts. I am going with the under at 45.5.
I'll take the under at 45.5. I just don't understand why the Patriots are still the underdog in some of these matchups. I definitely expected them to win at Buffalo.
It is a road game.
At Buffalo on Monday Night Football and the win conditions that they had to play in. Probably one of the more unique games coached by both parties. Bill Belichick as well as the Buffalo Bills that week. And the Patriots prevailed, just like I feel like a lot of America thought they were going to. I don't think the Colts hold a candle to Mac Jones' offense right now. He's played so well. I don't get it.
So you're picking the are you doing the same thing as me? Copying again, Patriots cover and win?
I think the Patriots win for sure. Okay. I don't think they're going to cover.
No, they're the underdogs, so if they win, they cover.
I guess I have to agree with you then.
All right,
I have no choice.
All right, I'll let you do your next two games before we do my last one.
All right. We have the Tennessee Titans visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3 weeks in a row, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
I want to wave my terrible towel at Heinz Field, though I'll do it right here in Chandler, Arizona, in your living room. I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers have proven to be somewhat of a spoiler.
I agree.
You could say,
I agree.
right? And the Tennessee Titans on the road, they've shown promise. They've shown that they can't necessarily win the big matchup. You know, they played the Patriots at Gillette a few weeks ago, didn't really turn out in their favor. I thought that was a big game for them to prove that they were the alpha male of the AFC. Didn't prove to be. They are the 1.5-point favorite on the road, and the over-under is 41.5 in that game. I'm going to take the under just because it is Pittsburgh, it is December, it is Christmas week, and it's going to be very, very, very cold outside in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A bit nippy for both Jack and Zach. I can't always bet on that weather, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think they can. And I'm going with a Pittsburgh Steelers win at home.
Oh, so they don't just cover that 1.5 spread.
They're going to cover and they're going to win, and I'm going the under at 41.5.
This is the first time outside of the under at 41.5. I'm gonna agree with you on that, but everything else, it was such a tight spread at 1.5. I think the Titans win, and they win by at least 2. So I'm not picking the Steelers to cover that spread. That's the first one I think we're against each other on this week.
Well, you heard it here first. Zach's first incorrect pick of the week,
all right.
Presented by BetOnline.ag. Remember to sign up for that 50% bonus using the promo code capital BLEAV50.
Did you go from an insult into a sponsor read?
Don't disrespect the sponsor.
Oh
Do not disrespect the sponsor. That is the stupidest thing you could do on a talk show. You stupid son of a bitch. Why do you got to be a stupid son of a bitch this early on in the show?
Isn't the stupid son of a bitch thing is now a trend? We're continuing it?
Yours don't count. Mine count.
Okay.
You stupid
Good
son
to
of
know.
a bitch.
Okay.
Go ahead. Do your third
my
pick.
final game?
Yeah.
Okay. So my
stupid son of a bitch.
Hate you. My final game is the Saints plus 10.5 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I am picking the Saints to actually cover that spread. I think they don't lose by 11 or more. And I am picking the over at 46.5 for that game.
I'll go the over at 46.5 too. I like both offenses in this game. I'll reverse the decision.
Oh, you think that Tampa Bay wins by at least 11? You think it's a bit of a blowout?
Yeah.
Okay. I respect it.
I think at this point in the season, Brady's got to prove that he ain't messing around when it comes to the NFC postseason run. There's so many good teams, man. So many good teams. I think a lot of people, myself included, want to see a Brady versus Belichick Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
But it's going to be tough. The Arizona Cardinals have a bid, if you're a betting man, to say they're going to go all the way and go to the Super Bowl. At very least, go to the Super Bowl this year. Aaron Rodgers has just had an unbelievable season, and a season where he's been ridiculed for so much, both on and off the field. And then, of course, the Dallas Cowboys are in the mix. We'll see what happens.
Micah Parsons might win Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. He's been amazing.
We'll see what happens there.
Then let's see. That was So let's hear your last two NFL picks.
All right, let's get Thursday Night Football out of the way.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You got the Chargers and the Chiefs. The Chiefs, obviously the favorite, even on the road at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, Inglewood, California, as the residents would say, out in West Hollywood. Let's see. What is the over in this game? The over-under is 52. 52. It is. Yeah, I mean, weather's not going to play a factor in this game. Both offenses are very, very good, despite the Los Angeles Chargers kind of being up and down. Patrick Mahomes, I think, is slowly but surely coming back into his true form. I mean, we saw it last week. We've seen it in weeks prior. I'm gonna go the over at 52. I'm feeling ballsy.
Okay.
I'll take that ballsy pick. The over at 52. The Kansas City Chiefs are the favorites by 3. I think they easily cover that spread.
So the Chargers will keep it close, though. The Chargers will lose by no more than 3. You think that it's because it's all the Chargers, the underdogs, to cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a high-scoring game, but the Chiefs prevail.
Okay. I agree with you on the cover, but with how Mahomes has been a little shaky, and looks like the Chiefs' defense in the past 2 months has been excellent, and the Chargers' defense looks like they're turning around. It's a close one. This was the hardest over/under for me to pick because I think it'll get to 50. I just don't know if we get over that 52. So I'm gonna go a little on the limb. I think going with the under at 52.
All right, you'll be wrong again. I know we have to argue sometimes to make it somewhat of an entertaining experience for our viewers, but at the same time, you're just hurting yourself. I know you just want to copy all of my picks So you don't have to
You
go
copied
defeated
my
the entire
first-
season.
okay.
You're the Detroit Lions of the bet segment.
Just go with your final game. Just go.
My final game of the week is a doozy, ladies and gentlemen. It is a doozy. We got the Vikings taking on the
Ooh.
Bears in Chicago, the Windy City,
Windy
in December.
City.
Again, not a betting man when it comes to the weather. I will not take that bet in Chicago at Soldier Field. But it's going to be a very interesting matchup because both of these teams don't really, what's the word, have much to play for. The Minnesota Vikings are
They
there.
have a chance.
They're there.
Minnesota Vikings genuinely can still make the playoffs.
They're there. I mean, they're the 3.5-point favorites. The over/under is 42.5, and against a Chicago Bears defense that really has not performed well at all this season, despite the hype
disappointing.
always being high. Come week 1, come September, the Minnesota Vikings will. I think this is going to be a blowout.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm
I
not
don't think
covering that
Bears
spread
cover
at
that.
3.5. I'm going to go the over at 44.5.
I agree. Yeah, this is the one where I'll copy you.
Despite it being very, very nippy.
Kirk Cousins, I think, is still competent enough against a defense like this that I agree with you. And that's not a super
Naturally.
high over and under. So on both fronts, I agree with you on that final Vikings-Bears pick.
Yeah. I mean, Kirk Cousins.
Hit in the biggest games is not, but against
The Chicago Bears, I will always bet against the Chicago Bears, man. The Chicago Bears and the New York Jets, I will always bet against.
Well, that was our NFL picks, which means it's time for
The Michael Cera halftime report. Cue that Michael Cera halftime report graphic. I'm going to get comfy for this segment. What do you have in store for us a few days before Christmas?
All right.
For Mr. Michael Cera.
So, Michael Cera, there is an animated movie set to come out sometime next year called Blazing Samurai, an animated parody / homage to the film Blazing Saddles. It'll be star our beloved Michael Cera. Before I give sort of the synopsis of the plot, let me go over some of the star-studded cast that we have in them. We got
back it up a little
Ricky
bit.
Gervais. We got Samuel L. Jackson. We got
Naturally.
Mel Brooks. We got George
Mel
Takei.
Brooks.
And we got Gabriel Iglesias.
Ooh, fluffy.
Got a nice big supporting cast on there, and Michael Cera will be playing a dog named Hank who is looking to become the hero of his city, Kamurocho, a fair little joke and nod at a very famous town in a little part of Tokyo.
Wow.
And so I'm very excited for that movie with that star-studded cast, animated leading role with our beautiful Michael Cera again, and keep that on your
You
watch.
hear that,
for when the
Hank?
release date
He's going to
gets
play a
announced.
dog named after you.
I just-
Score 1 for Hank.
Absolutely. I hope one
Michael
day he names the character
Cera's
names.
going to be named. Yeah. Yeah, you wish. You
One
wish.
day. One day he'll be
A dog named Zach. Is
That'll
there
be
any
epic.
dog out there named Zach?
Viewers, let us know if your dog is named Zach. Let us know.
Please, we're intrigued.
Or if you have any other fun dog names that are named after a person, let us know. But that's just an exciting thing to look out for, and that was our
Michael Cera halftime report. Cue out that Michael Cera halftime report graphic. What's next on the list of Zach
All right,
Kelly?
two
got his notes,
two guaranteed little things,
Clipboard,
and then one
Office Max,
and then one
Stupid son of a
possible thing after. So I know you don't want to talk about it, but it is this weekend. Let's see if in the fighting realm we can redeem ourselves. Tyron Woodley plus 210 underdog against Jake Paul minus 270 favorite.
minus 270. Wow.
Who do you?
Yeah.
What is your bet gonna be?
Yeah,
On this
dude,
rematch.
I hate it.
Bucks.
It's kind of like the Brady Belichick dynasty. Like every time they were in the Super Bowl, everyone was rooting against them, but I was secretly just like, I love the dynasty, and I love the momentum that Jake Paul's on right now, despite everybody wanting him to just get punched in the mouth so hard that he never comes back into a boxing ring.
Well,
He barely beat Tyron Woodley
the first time.
Barely.
That's a tone shift from last week, but I'm about it. I'm still on the opinion that, especially since it's clear, since Jake is offering Tyron Woodley an extra, I think 500,000 if he knocks him out, which means there's definitely no knockout clause. Which was their suspicion there was a no knockout clause in the first fight. I am absolutely taking with those odds at what I say plus 210, I am thanks to our friends at BetOnline.ag. I am
Sign up for that 50% bonus using the promo code capital BLEAV50. Continue.
Smooth transition. I'm absolutely rooting for Tyron Woodley, and I am absolutely taking Tyron Woodley not just to win. I think he wins by either knockout or TKO. I don't think it goes to decision.
Do you think that this ends the whole stunt for Jake Paul?
If he loses, I think so.
Really?
Especially if he gets knocked out. If it's a decision, then no, because then it's like the judges were rigged, and he can spin that anyway.
And then they have a third. Then they have a trilogy. Yeah.
I think
they have a trilogy no matter what.
Yes, but a knockout makes it a lot. Especially if it's like knocked out in the first or second round, that changes a lot of things. But there's that. A little fun little bit for everyone. Just our alma mater, GCU, right before the end of the year, and right before WAC play starts in the new year. They currently sit atop the WAC standings at 9-2, looking like Bryce Drew's second year is going quite swimmingly, and the only 2 losses to pretty decent Wyoming and ASU programs by single digits. I was curious, do you think, just a little, wanted to shut them out and ask you if you think they, even with the conference expansion, do you think that they can repeat as WAC champions?
Listen, they're a great program. They had the best year in program history a season ago, Bryce Drew's first season. Obviously had some tragedy at the end of it.
Oscar with Oscar Freyer.
A couple of days after the NCAA tournament loss against Iowa. They are a very, very offensive-heavy team. And I think with the expansion, it's going to be tough for them to repeat as WAC champions. I can't give you a definite answer that they will. I'm also not as knowledgeable about it as some of the basketball fans that went to GCU. So I don't really expect them to be WAC champions again by the end of the year. I expect them to compete. I expect it to come down to the wire just like it has every single year. And they are a great program, and they're getting better and better with the coaching style and the culture that Bryce Drew and his staff has kind of brought into GCU after Dan Marley departed. But I can't go as far as to say they're going to win the WAC. I think it's very competitive. I'm excited to see, though. I'm very excited to see.
Awesome. So that was
my honest take on my alma mater, too. I didn't kiss their ass like you did.
I was just saying they're doing good right now because I'm with you. Anyway, that was our last sports thing for this rather slow December. Next week we will be making NBA Christmas picks. I'm excited for that, so stay tuned next week.
NBA Christmas pricks?
Picks.
You said pricks.
Yeah, I'm
pricks.
Mumble. Anyway.
And the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So that was our last sports thing of the day. Jack, we can either end the show there, or I can give my unrehearsed, written in like 20 minutes, 5-minute comedy bit that I'm going to do an open mic night on Tuesday for our audience.
Yeah, so for the Arizona locals in Phoenix, Arizona at the Golden Margarita, Eric Bernal, who we had on the show, episode 434, presented by Mayweather Boxing and Fitness, if you want to go check that one out. He does a open mic night every Tuesday night at the Golden Margarita. This week was the holiday special. Last night was very entertaining. And Zach's he's gonna do a set. Five minutes is the standard. Remember, if you go back past 15 seconds after 5 minutes, the DJ will play you out, and you never want that to happen. That's probably the most embarrassing thing that could happen, as opposed to just bombing on all your jokes. So I think it's very important that you read to our audience what you're gonna say. That way, we can get some comments and feedback on that stand-up.
Unrehearsed. Written in 20 minutes.
You can't sit there and be monotone with it, though.
Okay.
Give it to me how you're going to say it on Tuesday.
I'm still reading off, so it'll still be rough, but okay. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you tonight. My name is Zach. Some of y'all may have noticed my devilish curls, and I know what you're thinking. Yes, I'm a Laura. I mean Jewish. Honest mistake happens every time. Don't know why. You know, everyone likes to talk about like the best combinations of things. Peanut butter and jelly, Jay-Z and Beyonce, the New York Jets and losing football games. But I want to talk about like the worst combinations, like that don't work at all. Like, for example, like let's talk about me. I am someone who has no self-confidence at all, while at the same time thinking everyone I talk to is just an absolute complete moron. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. One time, I'm with my therapist, and she tells me, like, that's your big, thing of doubt. She's like, hey, every morning, just do this practice. just look in the mirror and say, I love you. And as good advice that was, all I could think of in my head was, ha! This stupid bitch tells her she loves herself in the mirror every day. What a fucking loser. Oh my God.
Language, Zachary. We're in your living room.
Anyway, speaking of mental health, social media, that's a great segue. My favorite thing about like the parasite of mental health that is social media is that everyone on it also thinks they're an expert on mental health. There will be people talking about like feeling suicidal, and someone named like Becky will comment, just take a spa day. Just go to the spa, release your pores. And I'm just like, oh jeez, why didn't I think of that? Just let me become a trophy wife and take a nice spa day on a Tuesday. Also, in regards to trophies, I gotta defend participation trophies. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm unathletic, I'm aware. And sorry. Let me read, like I said, unrehearsed backup second. Look,
See, that's where the DJ is going to play you out.
Yeah, I know. That's this
Stutter's immediate DJ.
Look, don't get mad at me. I'm an unathletic 5'5" man who loves basketball. It is pretty much my legal obligation to defend participation trophies. And people are gonna be like, oh, I get it. Participation trophies are only for losers. Yes, losers want trophies too. Everybody. All right. That's my set, everybody. Thank you all so much. And just want to talk to a 5-foot Jewish man, there's a Chompies right down the street. Have a good night.
Wow, that's actually a great sign-off. That's got to be like 2.5, 3 minutes, though. You're going to get in and out of them quick.
Again, this is on rehearsal. I'll take my time more with the jokes and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'll definitely work on the material more between that. But that was just the first, 20 minutes of writing just off the top of my head.
Well, I'll be there clapping for you in the front row. And heckling. I'll make sure to write down some heckles as well. That way you have to
rehearse for heckles? I'd like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So before we sign off, let us know what you think of that routine, whether it was awful or only mediocre in the comments. And let's get, what are your thoughts? So knowing the circumstances, what do you give?
I think it started off hot. I think you really went in with the bang to start it off. And I thought the ending was apropos as well. It's the middle. It's the middle that's going to be the most exciting for people to get into. That's when you lose their attention slowly. If you don't get off to that hot start, you got off to a hot start. I think you grabbed the people's attention, at least my attention. I don't know. Dude, the humor there is going to be all over the place, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, so you got to appeal to everybody, right? Everybody from every culture. I don't think our New York-Boston culture is going to interact well at the Golden Margarita. But we will find out again every Tuesday night. Open mic night. Eric Bernal hosts. That is December 21st, the next open mic night at the Golden Margarita. Zach Kelly's going to be there. I'm going to be there. A ton of comics are going to be there. Again, 5 minutes open mic for anybody that wants to take the challenge.
Awesome. And that's all we have today. Now that's all our sports and all our non-sports related topics. So sign us out, old Jackie boy.
Wow, in the most dry way possible, this show was presented by BetOnline.ag. Sign up for that 50% bonus using the promo code capital BLEAV50. And check out our new episode as well, number 460 with Peter Meyerhoff. Very, very fun episode to record today with Peter Meyerhoff and his story. Check out his episode, Season 2, Episode 5 of I Was a Teenage Felon on Vice TV. Hank who? Dim the lights, man.